Oh well,
Sure, it'll be fine.
I doubt it, but we're committed. But we're committed at this point, at least until this stream's over.
We're doing it live.
Wait for me!
Yeah,
All right.
the audio delay is so real. But I'm committed at this point.
Yeah, at this point, we've just created an inconsistency. It's better just to pretend it didn't exist. Editor, delete the last 5 minutes.
Cut, and it's
We don't have an editor.
Editor, delete everything.
Editor, delete me.
Just do it, editor, delete me, do it. What do I pay you for?
You won't do it, pussy. Why do I hear a gun cocking behind me?
Huh, that's weird.
Ah, my mic's too good to have picked up that. Darn. Oh, hey, I remember this from the intro.
I tried to break these ropes, but they're too strong. Maybe you can help.
Yes, Tiny Fox, perhaps you could help me, with a very large brachiosaur, break these ropes. I'm sure if you pull at them hard enough.
I can break these ropes. You can't break these ropes.
Oh no, we actually have to aim. Fuck.
Oh no, it's on a timer.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
General Scales, that crafty bastard. He thinks of everything.
There we go.
Boy, don't you love how they gave us a gun, but instead of making it, like Star Fox's gun, it's a staff?
They actually have a reason for why you can't use the gun. It's because General Pepper said no.
Go where?
Why is he allowed to use the staff, though?
And you're going to have to protect me.
Because when you shoot non-enemy things with the staff, it just goes whoop.
Let's go.
As opposed to the gun, which goes...
Oh, speaking of which,
Yeah, if you just boo up, no one cares, but if you... then that's like an international incident. That's war crimes territory right there.
As opposed to boo wop, it goes, Daddy? Daddy, why won't you wake up?
thing is though, yeah, that's the stuff they actually edit out of movies. Oh, by the way, suddenly gun.
I figured that was your staff.
Except the staff is supposed to have limited ammo, but now I'm suddenly have unlimited ammo with no explanation.
It's okay, you plugged it into your long neck charger.
Yep. The Brontosaur, he's... I don't know if you knew this, but Brontosaurs actually had electrical currents that run through their backs, and they even come with outlets that you can plug USB devices like your staff into for charging.
What a lot of people didn't know is that McDonald's Sprite is actually just Brontosaur blood.
Yep. Yeah, that explains that completely. Do not look into that.
Yeah, they're also
I gave you straight facts, straight science. Don't question it.
Yeah, they're so powerful that they can actually leave their legs behind and become snakes to wrap around their enemies.
Yep. Trust the science.
Yes.
Do not search it. That's what conspiracy theorists do.
Yes.
That you wouldn't be a conspiracy theorist, would you? I mean, you trust the science.
Very
You know
much.
that brontosaurs are the main source of McDonald's, right?
Yeah, it's also a scientific fact that Triceratops' shield heads actually work like helicopter blades, where that gives them the ability to fly.
Yeah, absolutely. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, exactly. How do you
that's
think
why-
they fought off the meteor?
Yeah, that's why helicopters, they're really expensive because they have to make the helicopter blade out of Triceratops bone. I love how we've gone from like a very easy, casual run of, here's a few missile things, shoot them down, to, there's too many of them, you're going to have to let some through. A few will have to die, but that's a sacrifice we need to make to save the rest.
We went from casual minigame to
It's up to you.
apocalypse now.
You'll figure it out.
Don't worry, what's a few war crimes between friends?
For example, freezing Tricky to death.
That was entirely
fair.
by accident.
To
Not
be
really.
fair, Tricky deserved it.
Go back to Tricky's mom with him as a popsicle.
You just look her in the eye and you say to her, "Do you know what killed the dinosaurs?"
The Ice Age!
Everybody chill.
Greatest movie ever made.
Yep.
Oh goodness.
George Clooney is Batman.
Flame.
Okay, so at least now I know what to do there.
You gotta move something to where that vent is and then move fire through the vent.
Yep.
You gotta get Tricky to breathe fire. Because, you know, Triceratops breathe fire.
Oh yeah, that's science.
Yeah, that's science right there, baby.
Stay.
I'm pretty sure I read that in a textbook somewhere. I wouldn't question science.
Yeah, that
Damn it.
great textbook. What was it? Dinotopia? It was in everyone's curriculum.
Boy, you know, like having Twitch pulled up beside this, whenever you fail, I can like go back and watch the delay and see you fail again. It's just fantastic.
Ow! Get me out of here!
There we go.
Are all those numbers in the bottom right your different kinds of ammo?
No, they're different item amounts that you have. First one's fuel cells. The second one is moonstones. Third one is fireflies. Fourth one is mushrooms.
Solutions.
Yeah, you feed those to Tricky. And the spores are bomb plant spores. And the last one is scarabs. That's effectively your money.
Okay, all your different collectibles.
Yeah.
So where is your ammo? Is it that lightsaber in the top left?
Yes.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
not-
your energy meter. It controls everything your staff does. And I mean
Okay.
everything.
Alright, so the different like little plasma shots that it shoots off, the ability to whack people with it, the vibration function, all that's attached to the energy meter.
Yep.
Yep.
Stuff that any other game would not have tied to an energy meter, like the ability to use its boost power.
To use the boost
Use
to
its
get
boost
through.
to boost power?
Yeah, it
Um,
uses
there's
boost,
a-
boost.
The base boost. But no, we're talking about the there's little platforms that you have on the ground. You stick the staff into it and put energy into it to fly up to higher platforms.
Okay. Where do you get more energy from?
Little gems, little gems, and little gem plants. There's like plants that have like little gems on them. Let's see
Okay.
here.
Oh, that's those things that you've been collecting. It's like you've been whacking these plants that have like little glowy balls on them, and you've been picking up the glow wads. Oh, so now that he's in front of the vent, we can shoot the fire at him and get information out of him.
Oh, I know what I need to do here.
Vuly's sinking. Vuly's sinking with war crimes.
I mean, you start spewing fire underneath a man's cage, he's gonna start talking pretty quick.
Yep. It's like cheating on a test, kids. If you're not committing war crimes, you're not committed to winning.
Remember, kids, it's only a war crime if you lose.
Yep.
Oh, I know what I need to do. Let's see if I can do this. There we go. Now, I was thinking it was timing. I thought it was a timing thing where I'd have to have Tricky stay and then call it.
Look out!
It looks like it's a little better now.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. Thanks for helping me out. Hey, aren't you a friend of Crystal?
How do you know Crystal?
I helped her get onto General Scale's galleon.
Ooh, he's the guy from the beginning of the game.
By the sharp
Yep.
doors, and I've been stuck here ever since. Why don't you climb aboard? I need to stretch my wings.
Oh no, my muscles have been atrophied by being kept as a prisoner of war for so long. I can no longer fly.
I can no longer remember the faces of my family.
This is horrible. What is a pterodactyl that cannot fly? Fox! Fox, I need you to grant me one last freedom. You must grant me one last freedom, Fox. You must grant me freedom from this miserable existence. To be living as a pterodactyl who can't even fly, lost on this burning rock. There's nothing you can do for me except to end my misery.
You say this as the pterodactyl is flying right now, being chased by missiles.
My joke does not have to match the gameplay.
This is the pterodactyl's final fantasy before he succumbs to the wound that Fox inflicted upon him.
By dropping his cage.
Yes.
We broke his neck, and this is just his delusional fantasies. I think about what could have happened if it hadn't all gone wrong. I could have been dodging missiles while the fox rode on my back with his staff with its infinite energy and shot some of them down for me.
Yeah, pterodactyls are also great USB chargers.
Yep, that's where they get the rest of the McDonald's Sprite from.
Yes.
They get most of it from the Brontosaurus, but they get the rest of it from pterodactyls.
The Brontosaurs are the Pepsi Sprite, and the pterodactyls are the Coke Sprite.
Oh, by the way, there is another interesting thing about pterodactyls I need to tell you about. Pterodactyls could actually, you know the part of their head that sticks back.
Yeah.
Pterodactyls can actually grab the back of those and pull them backward and shoot their beaks out like spears.
Nice.
What? They. I don't know if you're joking or not. I really hope you're not.
I am joking, but that is also a thing that they do. That's also the weird dinosaur stuff that they do in One Piece.
Oh yes,
Anybody-
One Piece. That
That very scientifically accurate show.
yes.
Very scientifically accurate anime about a rubber pirate.
Yeah, I mean, if you had a rubber pirate, that's just like pretty much a documentary at that point.
Yeah. Isn't that the life of Edward Teach?
Did you
Yeah.
ever meet a rubber pirate? No, I don't think so. Edward Teach was the only one. Alright? And he's exactly like Luffy. Like, there's no distinction whatsoever. This is just... It's just straight up based on real life. Like, you know the Lone Ranger and how that's based on Bass Reeves? And it's just like very slight fictionalization with a little bit of embellishment here and there for the kiddos. Yeah, it's basically the same thing. One Piece is a perfectly accurate reconstruction of the life of Edward Teach.
We say that there is actually a character that is just straight up Blackbeard.
Pretty much, yeah. He has the power of the
He's even
dark
called-
fruit.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
the
power of
dark. I think his name is actually Edward D. Teach.
I think it's Marshall
fantastic.
Teach, I think.
One Piece seems like it would be something that I'd be interested in. However, I do not like getting into shows that have that long of a runtime. Ooh,
Yeah, this one's extremely difficult.
I've noticed.
The illusion's broken. His mind is collapsing.
Yeah. I have to adjust my chair real quick. Because this is a real pain in the rear.
The spellstone you seek is hidden below the great
Like, One
tower.
Piece really does
To get
start very
inside,
interesting,
you'll have
and
to
then it
destroy
just
the
never
force field that
ends.
protects it. I will
Yeah, I
follow
highly
you,
recommend...
but you'll have to protect
I was
me
gonna
from
say,
their threat.
I watched One Piece effect. I ran through One Piece most of my life, really. So I have surmounted that wall, and somehow I think the
Yeah.
game just got quieter all of a sudden.
Interesting.
It wants us to continue this riveting conversation about One Piece.
Well, the entire conversation can be found in one portion.
One Piece.
so. We,
Well,
we can't break this up. It needs to be all together.
But yeah,
Man, I love
got
the story of... Yeah, go ahead.
I think I got all the way through to when they met Chomper, the reindeer doctor, and then I
Yeah.
stopped.
I was gonna say it's a shame you stopped because Alabasta is immediately after that, and that's a very good stretch.
Oh, when
I
they
love-
get Nico Robin.
Yeah, they get Nico Robin after Alabasta.
Personally, I really love enjoying hearing about like all the 4Kids dub nonsense. That's just fascinating to me. All the tomfoolery that they got up to.
All the little edits that just make no sense. Like how they changed one character's spike attack to sticky hammers.
Yeah. Like the censorship of the cigarette to replace it with a lollipop, or the replacing the guns with water guns, I think was also something they did.
Yeah. God damn it.
It's interesting because One Piece definitely does have a lot of goofiness to it. So I wonder if the thought was like, oh yeah, there's like banana crocodiles and stuff. This must be like a kid's show. This will be totally fine. We can just import this and air it on our Y7 block.
Oh,
No.
yeah. Oh, by the way, there was one particular change that they made that was effectively
The spellstone
story
you seek is
breaking.
hidden below the great
If
tower.
they had
Oh.
continued the story. Because because you said you made it to where they recruited Chopper, right?
Yeah.
A little before that, when they first made it to the Grand Line, they had a run-in with a island whale right when they entered the Grand
yeah.
Line.
I remember the whale.
That particular storyline is actually of massive significance because one of the other members that they recruit is a skeleton musician named Brooke.
Yeah, I know of.
Yeah, that particular island whale is his goal because he was a member of the pirates he was a member of the pirate crew that left him behind, and their entire crew got effectively wiped out, even though it seemed like his crew abandoned him. Brooke is pretty much the only one left who can prove to the island whale that he wasn't abandoned. Because his entire half of their crew got wiped out by a sickness.
Yeah.
And the other half got wiped out by another pirate crew with poison weapons.
And
So
Brooke's
they
the only
all-
one that survived because he's immune to both of those.
Well, no,
Oh, no.
Brooke actually
Oh, no.
died.
He did die. It's just that he ate the life fruit. So he came back. His soul reappeared in the. It's either the life. No, yeah, it is the life fruit, because someone else has the soul fruit. Brooke ate the life fruit, so his soul returned to the world, but his ship got there we go.
It's all up to you now. The spellstone is inside, but Scales.
So his soul got returned back to his body, and now he's perpetually alive as a
Be
skeleton.
careful,
Pretty
folks.
much.
Very much, yes. Because he lost his body because his body was adrift at sea.
Ah. He was
Lost
eating my
the
crabs.
He was eaten by sea ants.
There are army ants in One Piece. They showed up in one of the movies.
Yes, one of the totally canon movies.
We have a cyber augmented dragon that is Drakor.
He looks like a child-friendly version of a bloodletter from Warhammer.
Yeah, I can see that.
It looks like if Angron was rated T for teen.
You want to know who the actual perfect representation of that is, in my opinion? Frickin' Drogos from Paladins.
I've never played Paladins.
It's a
Yeah,
it's a,
I know a little bit about
first-person MOBA
Paladins.
game. It's a first-person MOBA game.
It was a competitor to Overwatch, but it got dismissed as an Overwatch clone and kind of just died, even though I'm fairly certain it was in production before Overwatch.
No, you're confusing that. You're confusing Paladins with I'm trying to think. I think you're confusing Paladins with I'm trying to remember what it was called.
You were correct, by the way. I am confusing it with something else. I just don't remember what the name of it.
Oh, Battleborn.
Battleborn. Yeah.
Yes! That's what I'm getting it confused with. That was Paladins. So I think Paladins was also something that crashed and burned.
No, Paladins is still running. It's just not doing very well.
You know what? We have the power of internet. Let's just hit Google Paladins. Paladins, Champions of the Realm is a new free-to-play, objective-based team.
It is not. It is not.
First-person
It's been
shooter.
around for frickin' ever.
From Hi-Res Studio, makers of Might. Released 2018.
Yeah.
And you said Drogo was the guy, not Drogoz?
Drogos, yeah.
Yeah, he's missing the wings.
No, Drogo says. Oh yeah, that's right, because Drogos uses a jetpack.
Because wings are for squares, apparently.
Wow, just went through 3 burners at once and took like half a heart of damage.
Fox is wearing his fire-resistant uniform, I guess.
He remembered to put on his flame retardant undies.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he is a red fox. Maybe he has fire resistance built into his stat sheet.
If animals all worked on video game monster logic. Red foxes, for some reason, are considered to be fire elementals. Same with red pandas.
Yes. It kind of reminds me of a terrible Sin and Punishment.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm surprised
but not
you guys
really,
actually
because
put
sin and
punishment.
punishment you can actually dodge things.
In this, you just have to shoot things down before they hit you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
can
I wanna-
appreciate.
I guess
I
I'll
can-
go.
Oh, yeah, sure, fine, you go, alright? Mr. Important, everything he needs to say is just so much more important than me. We just hang on his every word. Now tell me if that sexy voice of yours, what you were going to say.
I was gonna
Right.
say I want another Sin and Punishment.
Honestly,
There's sin and
that's
punishment.
not...
I think there is like a second sin and punishment for the Wii.
Yeah, that's the one I played. I was talking like I want a third one.
I guess you could play the first one?
I
The
think that's for
first
the
one-
N64.
Yeah, and I think it was a Japanese exclusive.
Well, I mean, we have completely legal means that we could experience them by. Now, definitely not like emulators or something. I wouldn't advise that someone, like break copyright law by like downloading an emulator for a very old console that's has not been sold new in a long, long time and is exclusively a market of scalpers and collectors. Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that someone, like illegally download and pirate some software so that they can play a obscure Japanese exclusive video game that was released decades ago. I definitely wouldn't advise anyone to do that.
You're all a resourceful bunch, and we'll leave it at that.
It's like we were talking about with One Piece. We're all pirates. Yar har.
It's going to be a pretty close fight. This boss fight goes on for a long time, though.
Yeah, it does. I almost got him. Take that.
Oh, it's about time.
Yeah, we're just gonna watch him burn to death in lava.
I mean, why would we help him? Then he could testify against us in court.
Fair point.
Oh, Liz Real says that guy was actually meant to be the final boss.
Oh, it was?
Interesting. Oh yeah, someone's in chat. Hello, Israel. Nice to see you.
Spellstone. Not bad. Not bad.
Sure,
at
is meant to
all.
be the main villain
Get
in
that
Final Boss.
spellstone back to
Wow.
the Ocean Force Point, and we can all
Instead, we
be on
got
our
General
way
Scales.
There's an old friend we would all like to
Feel like we got cheated. Just a tad.
I'm out of here. See you later. Thanks again, Fox.
home. Good luck, my friend.